Well, greetings, everyone. My name's Dale Parrish. I'm the state director for Convention of States here in Indiana, and I want to welcome you to COS Indiana. The purpose of this short video is to just give you a little snapshot of what we're all about here in Indiana for Convention of States, and hopefully you will decide to join us. So that's the whole purpose of this little short video. And without further ado, I want to get going here. Got a little PowerPoint that I want to go through, and you'll see me off to the side there. So we have here in Indiana, we have a mission statement that we're trying to build and to accomplish. Now, first, let me tell you what our national vision statement is, and that is to build a strong, engaged army of self-governing activists. Now, here in Indiana, our mission is to restore self-governance by recruiting, training, and deploying citizen activists to engage in all levels of government. So see, if we accomplish our mission here in Indiana, then that brings us closer to realizing the mission of our national organization, and that's to build an engaged army. So we're striving here in Indiana to achieve and accomplish this Indiana mission statement. Now, here are some of the objectives that we have set forth for us here in 2023. Now, of course, there's a lot of other things that we're trying to accomplish as well, but these are the main objectives that we're trying to strive to accomplish. Number one, we want to grow the number of petition signers in our state to that of 70,000. We're at about 63,000 petition signers, about 67,000 total supporters here in Indiana. So we want to grow that petition signer number to 70,000. We want to create 100 new volunteer activists here in our state. We want to grow from about 7 region captains now to 12. We are organized around 14 different regions here in Indiana. So, like I said, we have 7 right now. We want to grow to 12 region captains. We want to conduct about 20 legislator meetings in order to find and determine 5 legislative bills that we want to support this year in the 2023 legislative session, at least 5. So we're in the process of doing that right now, and I think we've just about got it narrowed down to the 5 that we want to support. And finally, legislatively, we want to work toward improving the transparency of the legislative rules. Now, this is kind of a difficult one to understand, and I don't know that this will be accomplished here in 2023, but we definitely want to take some strides in this direction, and that's to, first of all, to make the rules transparent to everyone, the rules that our legislature goes by, and then we have specific changes we would like to see made. So those are our main 2023 objectives that we're trying to accomplish here in Indiana. Now, this is a report, one of the many reports that I do every month to update our total leadership in the state as to what the status is of our state. And this report, called the Mission Activity Report, I'm showing this to you just to give you an idea of the level of activity that we're involved in here in Indiana. Now, you can, of course, review this video and pause this and study it closer. But our activities, all the activities that we engage ourselves in throughout the month, we enter through an app right on our smartphones. And then at the end of the month, we then sum up all of our activities. And we sum up our activities into 3 categories. And you can see that they're color-coded off to the right there. Connect, build, and grow. And connect has to do with communicating. Build has to do with legislator activity. engaging with legislators, talking to legislators, and the final in the red is grow, and that's growing the grassroots. So these are our activities that we are engaged in throughout the month. And you can see the total down here in the lower right-hand corner. The total for January was a total of 120 activities. The total for February was 222. So we're getting more and more active as the year progresses. And this is a large part and due to the legislative session that is in session as we speak. So I just thought I would throw that in to kind of give you an idea as to the level of activity that we engage in here in Indiana. Now, you're probably viewing our state newsletter at this point in time, and that's where you found this video that you're viewing. Well, we're kicking off through that state newsletter a recruitment program. It's called the Indiana Step Up Program. We kicked it off on January 29th. You'll see it highlighted. You'll see it featured in the newsletter. And this is where you can see where your desire, where your passion for activism, where you could find a place for that in Convention of States. And we have a lot of opportunities for you. So I would encourage you in this newsletter, look for the recruitment document, and there'll be a series of landing pages for you to go through, and that will help you find a place here in Convention of States here in Indiana. So I would encourage you to look for that in the newsletter. Speaking of the newsletter, this is the front page of our newsletter. It's called The Finish Line, and I hope you would enjoy the newsletter. I think we just do a super job in publishing the newsletter. I think we've gotten a lot of acclaim from other sources as to the quality of our newsletter. So I strongly urge you to take a look at this. You should be getting this if you're already a supporter. You should be getting this through via email. If you're not a supporter, you can find the newsletter on our state Facebook page, Convention of States, Indiana, or our YouTube channel, Indiana Patriots for Convention of States. So please take a look at our newsletter. It's a very, very good publication, very informative. Just want to make you also aware, we also do live streaming every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. We do what we call COS Indiana Live. Then every fourth Monday of the month, we convert that broadcast to what we call a roundtable. And that's a panel discussion format, a little different format than what you would normally see on a regular Monday evening. Now, we also have podcasts that you can access. If you're one of those individuals that maybe like to listen to podcasts while you're working out or walking or driving, we offer 2 podcasts. The first one is what we call COS Indiana Live Voices, and that's where we feature one of our dynamic volunteers here in the state, and we spend some time with that individual and learn more about them. It's really been interesting. We have some great people here in Indiana in Convention of States, and it's just been, I hosted along with my co-host, Ken Kashuba, our state communications coordinator. We interview these individuals, and believe me, I thought we knew many of them as very well, but we have learned that we've come to learn much more about them. The other podcast that we do is, I mentioned the roundtable, that we do on the live stream every fourth Monday. Well, we take the audio portion of that roundtable and we offer that as a podcast. So the podcast can be found at Spotify.com. So go to Spotify.com and take a look and take a listen to our podcast. In wrapping up, I want to mention that prayer is a big item for Convention of States. It's one of our core values. So we have a prayer contact individual in our state, Tim Heidenreich, and there's his contact information. So anyone in our family that is in need of prayer, we have a way of reaching out to pray for that individual or whatever that need may be. So with that, I want to wrap things up, and I want to let you know, if you need to reach out to us in any way with questions or any comments or whatever, please feel free to email me at raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. That's raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. And we will be glad to, we check that every day for email, and we will be glad to reply to you. I just want to leave you with a little thought, an acronym that we've developed over the time here, and it's called GOTC. That's called Get Off the Couch. So if you're one of those individuals, like so many of us, if you feel it is time that you want to get off the couch and get involved in Convention of States, or get involved some way or another to express your need for activism. It's called self-governance. It's called self-governance. We call it self-governance. And we would very much like to talk to you and offer you some opportunities where you can get involved in Convention of States. So folks, thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you in Convention of States in Indiana. Thank you, and have a good day.